Okay, so the news cycle is moving 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm trying to record this in advance of a surprise vacation. So for all I know, by now, Trump has offered Kim Jong-un a cameo in Spider-Man 3 if he won't nuke us, and Michael Cohen showed us video of him trying to strangle a puppy with his tiny little mutant hands. But here's the thing we have to constantly remind ourselves as we watch the Trump administration flounder and burn before our eyes. It can be really easy to look at this mess and think that nothing's getting done. Trump can't get his wall built. He can't get troops withdrawn, even when Putin asks nicely. He can't outlaw the bad press. But there is one track of his presidency that's been steaming ahead at full speed this whole time, and that's the one out of the VP's office. See, the evangelical Christians have been getting what they want even more than the Wall Street fat cats. I mean, sure, they got insane tax breaks and the right to put as much asbestos in the Fruit Loops as the market can bear, but they didn't want a trade war with China or a slow dissolution of NATO. But there's nothing on the evangelical agenda that's been derailed. Their platform of dehumanizing the LGBTQ community, oppressing women's rights, and demonizing Muslims hasn't paused for a breath since Inauguration Day. For example, just a few weeks ago, we learned that back in April, the administration quietly redefined both domestic abuse and sexual assault. The new guidelines say that only abuse that causes physical harm that would otherwise constitute a felony counts as domestic abuse. So they literally went out of their way to decriminalize psychological abuse and coercive control. The only consequence of this move was to make it easier for men to abuse their wives. But that's been drowned out of the news cycle a bit by the latest round of cuts to Planned Parenthood's funding. The organization is challenging a new rule issued by the Trump administration that bars any group that provides abortion from participating in the $250 million federal family planning program. And of course, the whole fucking point of this is to deprive Planned Parenthood of about $60 million a year in federal funding. Now, they've taken this to court and maybe they'll win. But the other full steam ahead end of the Trump presidency is the shameless packing of the courts. So who knows how well future Planned Parenthood will fare once McConnell's had another couple of years to rubber stamp zealots into the federal judiciary. And sure, maybe Trump will get impeached. Hell, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so maybe he already has been. But something tells me none of this slows down under interim President Pence. Anyway, just something to keep in mind when you're tempted to buy into the line that Trump's administration is infinitely limping through an extended lame duck session. And on that depressing note, I'll hand you back over to Noah, Heath, and Eli.